Oh. All right, since Scott arrived just like literally 3 seconds ago, we even had our typical bullshit session, so we'll do that right after this. Oh, wait, what happened? Where's my fucking video? Hey, you know what? We didn't do a show for a week, and I forgot how to do it.
Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans, by fans, with your hosts, Jesse Martin.
The Cowboys are finished, you understand me?
John Taman.
Pull down my trousers and do your job.
Scott Hartley.
Well, that was dreadful.
And occasionally, Keith Gray.
So many social engagements, so little time.
And now, your host.
And I am your host, John Taman, the guy who never does the fucking opening of this show properly. So, hey, man, whatever. I think that what we'll have to do one of these days is sit down and come up with a big compendium of all my screw-ups at the beginning of the show, including my camera cutting off my head. But today, I'm going to blame our good friend, Scott Hartley, because I don't know what the hell he's doing. He literally turned the camera on with 1 second to go before showtime. What's up with you, Scott?
Time nonsense.
Yeah, I am good. I'm absolutely good. Just having a few technical difficulties, but yeah, all good my end.
Maybe the Christmas lights behind you in the corner are causing
exactly that, mate. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, look, hey, they're blue,
hey, wow,
hey, they're green. Whoa, look at that, yeah. So we'll go white. There you go.
There you go. Put the disco ball.
And as you might be able to make out. I don't know if you can or not. You two were behind me on my wall.
That's cool, man. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do the same damn thing. I got the same photo. I'm going to get one, and I'm going to put it up here on these shelves back there. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian. How you doing? Jesse, how are you?
Fantastic. Scotty, I got to tell you, you look stressed out right now.
He does. What's up?
You okay, buddy?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not stressed at all. My wife is right in front of me.
Yes.
I
got to keep my mouth shut.
She's in a Jags t-shirt. I'm like, what are you doing?
She's in a Jaguars t-shirt. Well, hey, you know what? She's going to get to go see the Jaguars in London this year. You are going to be smart, and you are going to take her to the football game.
To get to see the Jags in London this year. It's hopefully going to be against the Patriots at the Wembley game.
I saw hair.
You saw hair, yeah. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that, mate.
I'll tell you what. If you take her to a Jaguars football game and they win, I got $1 says I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, it's cost me a fortune, to be fair. Canary Wharf is not a cheap place to.
So, regardless of what happens,
yes.
Let me speak directly to your wife. Do you hear him right now? He's going to tell you he's too tired after the game. Do you hear this guy?
Let me ask you this, Scotty. Are you going to be the gentleman and wear a Jaguars t-shirt to the game?
No.
All right. Well, you wear.
You gotta wear a Commander shirt for sure.
100%.
Are you gonna wear a Commander jersey? Okay, good.
Well, that's how it works out here.
Look at him here.
It doesn't matter who you support at the moment. Obviously, in the UK, there's every jersey. Everyone goes, no matter who's playing. You can support whichever team you want, and most people just go in their jerseys. I think Alid last year actually wore a London Monarchs jersey from back in the day from NFL Europe. So yeah, man, we wear whatever jersey of the team that we follow. So
do you know who played for the London Monarchs?
Fridge played for the London Monarchs.
Who?
I know that much. The
Fridge
played.
Fridge?
Yeah.
I have no idea who played for the London Monarchs. I was asking.
No, not really. To be honest with you.
I think what they ought to do for things like that, instead of having an NFL like minor league for things like that, I think you let the Europeans play, man. That's what I think. The people from London ought to have their own team, and they ought to play the people from.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I can remember really way back, man. Like when I was a kid, I got a subscription to Sports Illustrated, and I was reading about kids in Europe that were playing American football but didn't have any equipment. So they were putting paperback books in their shirts to fucking give them some shoulder pads. Anyway,
William the Fridge Perry, that was who it was. Who did he play for? The Bears, was it? I think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see who he played for in the NFL. Yeah, the Bears, the Eagles, and then the London Monarchs. So he was a Super Bowl champion as well. So he was the most notable. Yeah, he's one of the most.
Isn't he in the Hall of Fame? Isn't he in the Hall of Fame?
He is in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Who? Fridge? No, he's not.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
He might be in there for that season, but he's not in there enshrined. No, Walter Payton's in there, and he vultured a touchdown from Walter Payton in the Super Bowl.
True.
Refrigerator Perry's not in the Hall of Fame. We shall.
He is in the celebrity ring of WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh well, now there you go. Now that's something that's real. So we might as well, there you go. I mean, you know what? In the Hall of Fame, though, when you say he's in the Hall of Fame, it's different if you've never been. And honestly, you guys from UK, man, you ought to really consider that.
I will come up to Canton. That'd be amazing, actually.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's not somebody we're getting inducted, just to go like on an off day, when they're not really doing anything, just to go see the museum. It's amazing. So William Perry, there might be pieces of him in there, like a jersey might be in there from when he scored a touchdown.
In there from being a bust.
Yeah, there's stuff like that. So they got all kinds of weird ass shit in there. That's
all right. Shout out to Alid and Brian in the chat as well. So thank you for being with us. Appreciate it. We're just talking about you, Alid. If you caught that before, saying your London Monarchs jersey was very, very good when you met up with Scouse and Chile, I think, last year at the London Games. So it'd be interesting to see if we can catch up at one of them games. It'd be nice.
I'm jerseyed out, man, because every time I get a jersey and wear a jersy, that player either
Look,
I had Sean Taylor's jersey, and that unfortunately
that's no,
Dwayne Haskins, Josh Norman. Who else?
Chase Young recently.
Chase Young, yeah. So I am going to.
I just counted off about $1,000 right there.
Like I'm not doing it this year.
You can't do it anymore anyway.
I'm going to proudly wear my Washington polo.
I want to wear,
and then that's it. That's it.
Right. I mean, you know what? The thing about it is, throwbacks is what I would like to wear. But I would like. If I'm going to buy a Redskins throwback, I want Redskins on the jersey. I don't want them to try to say, "Oh, this was a Commanders John Riggins jersey." No, there's no such thing.
Go ahead,
John.
Do you not want a W T-shirt with a feather on it that you could proudly wear?
I kind of like that.
150, but about 150 bots have tried to sell.
Last week. That was pretty cool. We'll get into that in a few minutes. I got a top five for us today. The top 5 things that we learned about OTAs. But like I said, because you were late, we're making everybody suffer through our small talk. So there. I mean, we had to watch you just sit there for 20 minutes.
Isn't everything we talk about on this show small talk?
Just small talk,
It's small talk. It's three guys sitting in a bar stool bitching about our favorite team.
Pretty much. That's how it goes.
100%.
All right. So let's see. We did have OTAs this week.
We did have OTAs this week.
Some rookie mini camps and things like that, and I think that was rather exciting. I do want to ask you this: what do you think happened here? I think somebody saw a snake.
It's nice to see a little bit of excitement going on in OTAs. I think like years past, it's like kind of whenever we see these videos, it's all been dull as shit. And
really,
I see what you did there.
Yeah. So I don't know what the hell is going on. I guess it's something new that or something that Quinn has done in the past, and it's picking up. But all the coaches were in it too. So
because they found a fire ant hill underneath the pads.
I
thought Darian Mathis farted, but they just couldn't understand which way it
was
going.
Maybe they thought Pete didn't come or something.
Didn't know where it was wafting at.
Yeah. All right, like Campbell.
Tamarick Hemingway was there.
If Hemingway's there, everybody's tripping up. There's just no way he's.
That's what I'm saying.
He was there. They were all doing the thing with the log later on.
That was Hemingway.
All right, everybody, we're going to pick Terrence America up off the practice field. Let's go.
That's got to go in next week's episode. That's superb.
And you've got to have been a long time listener for us to be able to get that joke, and that's a joke that's never going to die. And we're going to bring a bunch of them back next week, or the next time that we do a show, because it'll be episode number 200. And we're going to do all kinds of fun shit. In fact, Scott, being the anal retentive that he is, has already sent me a texted list.
He already has a list.
Here's all the funny things I want of me that you want to put on the video.
No, it's just brilliant. It wasn't just me. It was like thinking about different parts that have made me absolutely chuckle. I mean, the Jerry visit and the Jerry with Tanya Snyder bit. Just that I was dying. I was dying at that.
Dude, I'll tell you what.
Funny.
I'm gonna find the first time I was on this show, and Keith really didn't really know who I was. We were talking about
the facial expressions from Keith.
We were talking about Ryan Kerrigan. And I said something about, it's not like I want to kill his kid or anything. It's just his time is up or whatever. I said something like that, and Keith was like, you could see the pop, 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 pop in his head. Oh well, hey man, you know what? There's literally 15 years worth of me out there that you had plenty of time to preview what you were getting.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so let's talk about some OTAs and some other things like that. How did I always hate to do this because 3-second camp videos aren't showing you
thrown against air.
Right.
You mentioned that thrown against air. You're not going to get intercepted by air.
No, I did put up a shot of it was a 3-second clip, and it was a pass against nobody, but it was to Sinnott down or how do you say his name? Sinnott. I've been listening to John Kime, who fucks his name up on the regular. Sinnott down the seam, and I mean, it wasn't anything special except to the fact that it was a really nice pass, really nice arc, beautiful touch, and a layout fingertip catch right in stride, man. And when you see that kind of thing, Terry has got to be sitting there going, what am I going to do? Am I supposed to keep running for the ball? I'm supposed to. He's going to where? He's putting it out there. All right. So what did you see that you like, Jesse?
It's I go back and I said this before last year too, but I think it takes this to another level with Jaden. Listening and comparing notes from quarterbacks have passed, okay? Because we all know that we've had a bevy of quarterbacks that were just not very good. And yeah, we had our hopes were high with Sam Howell coming into last season.
Hopes have been high with all of them.
Sure. All right. Yeah. To be fair, yeah. But you listen to what the people like John Kime are saying, like Craig Hoffman are saying, and the people that are out there watching these practices, and there's a different feel with them with all the reports coming out. The media has a different energy about Jaden Daniels. So that's all we can do right now because we haven't seen nothing. And yes, they are, thrown against air. We're not going to really know anything, much of anything until they do joint practices, padded practices. But what we've heard, so far so good. And I'm trying to stay level-headed here. I'm trying to, be realistic and not get my hopes up. But you got to like what's hearing coming out of these OTAs.
Scott, what do you think? Pile on that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I like what we're hearing. Jaden Daniels looks fundamentally sound. When he's doing drills against the bag, you can see his footwork. The release is there. I mean, I know throwing it into a bag at 3 different places is something.
Look, we've all been there. Dallas was talking about that night that he spent up in freaking Wembley. He threw one in the bag. That he did.
He did. But some quarterbacks find that these sort of drills easy. Some find it very difficult. But the accuracy looks like it's on point as well.
Yeah.
But again, he's throwing against air. Doesn't have
nobody's in his space.
Guys running at him. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's no line in front of him. I think when we get to live practices with offensive line and we're getting a bit further, maybe joint practice, if there is going to be a joint practice, that's where we'll kind of have the needle and the test to see, is this going to be something that we're going to look at with Jaden Daniels moving forward? I think the rookies look good. I think that we've picked a good class that's going to improve this team. Not everyone is going to be starter. Jordan McGee, I'm quite intrigued to see what he can do at linebacker. He looks the part, as in size and build and
right.
Speed sideline to sideline. He's stood out a bit. I've seen a lot of the local beat reporters talk about him. And then fundamentally, it's down to one thing, isn't it? It's how a quarterback's going to play in Jaden. Is he going to be the franchise guy? I mean, in all honesty, I would trade. I know we're probably going to go deep through the schedule or fixture list, as I like to call it. But we'll go through that in a bit. But for me, even if that means you're improving a little bit, but you're not, getting 7, 8, 9 wins, you're getting still maybe 6. If we can prove that Jaden is the real deal and he is the franchise guy, then that is good enough for me this year. I think the offensive line is probably the biggest issue and the biggest question mark.
Well, of course.
There are still people out there. This is what I have to live with. Honestly, she just does me in.
I love your wife, man. She's great.
Honestly.
We've got to bring her with you to the game.
Would you like an apple pie with that?
For those of you,
I'm thinking.
Hold on. For those of you,
my grants are right out in front of my window. So go ahead.
For those of you that are listening to this podcast, Scott's wife's in the chat, and Scott is wearing a Washington Commanders
wearing his
nice polo. That looks like he's a shift manager at
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Shift manager, Scott, you've come up in the world. Hot dang.
I haven't got 5 stars, mate. I'm not that good.
His wife said, "Scott, ding, the fries are done. Would you like an apple pie with that, sir?"
And yes, the answer for Scott would be yes, he would. All right. So anyway, what I'm thinking when I see this, and again, everybody's going to use the same cliches that you guys use. We're throwing against the air. There's no line. It's not even so much that they haven't even installed the offense yet. He's just trying to throw it to the guys that are out in front of him. And you know what? I'd rather see him throw a nice touch pass over the top that gets caught on the fingertips rather than him throw it 5 yards over his head or 3 yards underthrown or out of bounds. So in those regards, things are good. The things that I find positive are the things that the coaches are saying. Daniels has what did he say? He has a plan for everything he does. Everything from the moment he gets out of bed in the morning, he's got a plan for it. They brought the virtual reality along with them.
Yeah, they did.
And listening to Daniels, I can't remember what the interview was I was listening to with him, but he's very comfortable with that, and he's very. I think it was Keyshawn Johnson who was doing the old hit. What? Oh, internet? What? So I think I really like that. The fact that we have this energy, these coaches, the way that they're really working with these guys. When I see Cliff Kingsbury out there one-on-one with Daniels practically the entire weekend and listening to his energy, that's where I start to get a little bit excited about things. It's early. It's May, obviously. But fuck, man, why not? Why not get excited? This Jordan McGee, when they're talking about he fits the part, he looks the part, you know what? He's got a hell of a good group of teachers out there. Frankie Louvu telling him what to do. Wagner telling him what to do. Wagner, I'm listening to the other day, was talking to
Kay Adams.
No, he's talking on to our right guard. Fuck, I'm lost.
Cosme.
Cosme. Here's how you're telling on your pull. This is how I know you're pulling. He sees the tell, and he's telling him how to do it. So I think a lot of things happened over this weekend that didn't happen in the last 4 years.
Sure.
So
yeah, no, and to kind of go off, with Jordan McGee, I found it interesting that he was in there playing with Louvu and Wagner, and also, and I kind of called this out maybe a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if it was on Hero or the Bunker, but you had Quan Martin playing free safety and Jeremy Quinn playing strong safety. I'm sure things are going to change as we go on. I think the install this is just the beginning of the install. So they're going to try different things, and we're going to see where it goes. It's going to be fun. It's going to be. We always watch the off season closely, but I think this is going. I'm looking forward to really trying to understand what Quinn and Kingsbury are doing with the offense and defense.
It's more than Kingsbury, and it's more than Quinn. That's the thing. There's so many coaches out there. When we showed that video earlier of them running and screaming from the snake, there's a lot of coaches out there, man. There's all kinds of guys out there, and they're all working specifically with this. I was listening to Kime the other day. They're running 7-on-7 here. They're running 7-on-7 there. They've got another group running 7-on-7 on another field. And instead of over the last 4 years, what you had was a drill happening here and a drill happening there, and a lot of guys standing around, and there just wasn't the energy. Everybody's involved right now. And honestly, I think that sets a tone, man. And I think it sets an excitement tone amongst the players to be able to come in here and work with these guys. We've heard all of them say practically to a man how excited they are to work with our coaching staff, right? We've seen now that we've got veterans that are wanting to come sign here to work with this coaching staff. To watch them go out there and run around like a bunch of rookies, run around like a bunch of Pee Wee League kids that are out there on their first practice, that's good stuff, man.
Setting the tone. This is a tone setting for the season. It's good to see that everybody was out there too. And getting into it, man. And you're right. It sets a tone for not only how they want to coach football, but how we want to play football with energetic, fully involved. How many times have you watched a Commanders / football team / Redskins game and you just know they aren't even fucking there? They're just they're not even there. You look at guys on the sideline, they're not even there. They're planning vacations on the sideline.
Yep. Right. Just going through the motions. And what I've said to you before, John and Jesse on here, I don't mind if you're watching a game and we get beat by the better team. But when there's no competitive edge, you're not competing, you're not giving everything for that jersey that you're wearing, that's when it pisses you off. Especially when you're watching and thinking, yeah, come on, people paying money for this, people are traveling miles, hours to watch these games, putting their life and soul into it, and you have to put up with this. Well, and we've had that for probably the last 2 years, I would say, of Rob's tenure.
I had this discussion with a gentleman earlier today. The team owes you nothing. Once you pay for your ticket and come in, they owe you a game, and that's about it. That's the only thing they owe you. So, for me, it's not. I don't put any of that on the players. All right. I think last year and for the last 4 years, our coaching was so effing bad. Like when you're talking about a team that has no reason to beat us, the Bears, who worked us, who walked us up and down the field.
It was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing. You're right. So I'm looking at in Derek. Well, I'm watching Derek Forrest. I'm watching the rest of the secondary in that game, and they had no idea what to do, where to go. And I'm going to keep coming back to that quote from Mitch Tischler on the Big Doug show about how what was it? Percy Butler was handed 4 playbooks. So every play they're out there trying to decide among how do you even figure this out?
Yeah.
Is the defensive line in playbook 2 or am I in playbook 4? What am I supposed to be doing here? And that game, I think, really showed it. So the players that have remained, I have high hopes for them. I think they're hungry for coaching. They're ready for it, man. They're ready for this shit. John Allen, people are going to put him down and they're going to say, oh, we've heard all this before, because he's going to come back as a leader. He's going to start saying all the right things. And I think it's because they buy into this.
Yeah.
Do you agree or not?
I do agree. I'm kind of sick of John Allen talking. I just want to see him play
exactly
to his ability. I think the real leader is in the building now, and that's Bobby Wagner. He's the absolute.
We found Scott's OnlyFans video.
It's Bleeding Burgundy After Dark. There it is. There it is. All right. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, you still got grease stains on that McDonald's shirt.
I have, yeah.
Nice. But it's now that Wagner is in the building, he is the actual alpha. Listening to talk on the Kay Adams show the other day, or maybe it was yesterday. She asked him, what keeps him coming back, and what he said kind of stuck with me. Is like, I'm here to help this, to kickstart this franchise. Basically, I'm paraphrasing what he kickstarting this franchise into something special. So he's coming in and taking charge.
He already has.
Like
he took charge of the OTA practices. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Oh, I don't
I
know.
was thinking someone boiling a kettle at Jesse's house. What's going on? Like, I left your kettle on the hob, love.
I tell you what,
Jesus.
you listen to Wagner, and I listened, like I said on Kime, what he said to Cosme. They only had an hour and a half worth of practice a day with the veterans.
Sure,
but
Yeah.
I think he stepped into that leadership role right away. I think you can feel it right away. And I know I'm a fan, and I'm buying into it again. I got the hook in my mouth again, but fuck it.
We said on the bunker, you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Hey, buddy, I'll tell you what. You
He's
can't
smart.
keep drinking the Kool-Aid because
The Ruby Red?
everybody.
The
I
Ruby
don't know if
Red?
everybody remembers where that phrase came from, but that was not a good thing. So, all right. So I got some things here. Hang on a second. Let me pull this up here. I got top 5 things that we learned from the OTA. So here we go. The top 5 things that minicamp showed us, or whatever it is, OTAs. The number 5 things: people are capable of violence over a fucking punter's number. What do you think of that shit? People are stupid. What do you think of this nonsense with Tressway and the number?
Yeah, look, like I said before, Tressway gave up his number.
Like he gives up the ball every time he comes on the field. That's his job.
It was his to keep. He decided to,
Scott, you can laugh. It's okay.
I know, yeah.
It was his decision alone, and that's it. It should be fine and done with. But no, we're arguing like freaking 5-year-olds. Somebody took somebody's toy, and whatever. It was stupid. So stupid.
He's our best player.
He has been.
He's our punter. I know. You know what? I like Tressway. He's a dude, but his job is to give the ball away. He just does it very well. So I don't care. Give your jersey away. Your job is to give it away. He's like Santa Claus.
Like me, I would have been fine if he kept the jersey. I would have been fine if he gave it away. Didn't fucking make a difference.
No, people do get bad. What do you think, Scott?
Not interested. I'm really not interested. I like Tressway. He's a good guy. He's been a great servant for this franchise. But in all honesty, why are we even falling out? I've literally seen people arguing so much that they fell out after years of friendship over a punter's number.
Right. People are capable of violence over a punter's
doing?
number. Dude, I'll tell you what. Let me quote what I saw here on Twitter from Scott Hartley, talking to Commanders fan 4963. I'll wring your scrawny fucking neck, you yank bastard, if you don't give Tressway his props. So I don't.
It wasn't yank. It was spam. I put spam in there. Yeah.
All right. Spam. All right. Number 4 of the top 5 things that minicamp showed us. Cliff Kingsbury is not to be trifled with. I don't know if you saw this video.
Oh yeah. Someone pointed out his hat. And
that was Chick Hernandez.
You got a little.
Did the hat work today, by the way, for the rain? It was still UV rays, so that's what it was for. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Wow.
Yeah. This is the dude in the bar. Yeah, this is the dude in the bar that's had too many lines and enough drinks that he's wanting to fight everybody. I don't want to tease him at all. Okay. No. He's not getting laid tonight. He's pissed off about everything. Yeah, man. So
he's the guy.
Whiskey dick.
Yeah, he doesn't know if he's mentally unstable, if he's gonna belt you or if he's gonna be like your best friend. You got no idea what's gonna happen with him on a night out.
I thought he was not ready to belt Chick Hernandez on that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Chick definitely said okay after that. Thought he had himself a joke with the hat. All right, so let's see. Number 3. All right, that was number 4. Cliff Kingsbury is not to be trifled with. I do believe that.
I have that almost exact same hat I wear in the summertime.
Well, yeah, you have to.
You
work out in the sun.
It's better than getting cancer.
Sorry, here they come.
We got noise coming from everywhere, man.
What's going on?
I'm getting my fucking lawn.
John's got monster trucks outside. Jesse's got a kettle boiling.
No, man, these guys grew up in my neighborhood. Right? These guys grew up in my neighborhood. Now they're all grown men. They own a landscaping company. So I hired them to cut my fucking grass. So sure.
Fair enough.
Okay. So they're out there, and I told them I got a podcast at 5:30. So of course they come at 5:25, and we're gonna blow the fucking grass blades right now.
Nice.
Anyway, I don't really care about that. Now, number 3 top 5 things minicamp showed us: 2 feathers on a t-shirt is all it takes for the people still crying over their name to get their old tired arguments fired back up again. Jesus Christ, would you people let it go? Let it go. Understand the world and why it's not coming back.
The name isn't coming back. The logo isn't coming back.
They're not going to change it either.
It's not. It's not.
It's like
Stop crying.
Let's be honest though, it is awful, isn't it? I mean, I'm not saying the name is. No, I'm not saying the name is awful. The logo is the most iconic. Okay. The logo is the most iconic thing that we've ever been part of this franchise. You can walk down any street, Scouts will say the same. In the UK, wherever you are, and they'll go Redskins straight away. Oh wow, and that's a fact. A W, I mean,
yeah, and a cheesy W too, like made with a stencil kit.
Do they need a rebranding? Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
They do.
And to be honest with you, I like the actual Commanders, the actual logo. You know what I mean? The logo itself.
The one that right there on your chest, right there.
No, not this.
Oh, you mean the circle?
I like the W. I just don't like that being our main.
No,
logo.
I'm a designer, and it doesn't have to be super duper, right? I always bitch about designers who like to masturbate. Look how many different things I can do. But that is nothing. That's clip art. That's fucking garbage that you can get off of Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
And honestly, we're all users of Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. And the fact of the matter is, we saw much better designs made by fans and other artists. I wish I could remember the one fellow that kept making designs, and they made them for all kinds of different names, Red Wolves and different other names that were being bandied about. But they used things within the logo itself, like the outline of the city, the monuments of the city, other things that incorporated the city that made it much more interesting than just this thing that we have now. So,
like, you could have the W, but the middle of it could be, you know what I mean? It could be the monument, and then you can have the 3 stars on it. There's lots you can do with this logo.
Well, that one there's got a nipple right under it.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Well, it's
the helmet. Okay, right behind you, John. You have the W on the helmet.
Yes,
I think that looks so clean right there. To me,
I like the matte, but I don't like that.
Yeah, the matte look.
That looks great. But for apparel, stuff like Scotty's, you flip that over and, it's just McDonald's.
That
it's not that though, Jesse, is it? Exactly, John.
It's not that, but guess what? That's never coming back.
I know it's not coming back. But that is an awesome looking helmet.
It's got to be better than that, though, isn't it?
And look, the W is better than that.
For all you old heads out there, this is a collector's item. This is Dana Stubblefield's actual helmet.
Wow.
I don't know if you all remember him, but that was one.
And the football team one with the numbers on just to his 2 college, man.
It was and that's why I don't like the black alternates, and that's one of the reasons why I would rather have that W on that side of that helmet than those numbers. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I hate the W up front. It looks like, I don't know.
That I like.
People play this. It's ridiculous looking. You know who Mario is in freaking Mario Luigi Mario. That's what that reminds me of.
Really? Well, we do use those stupid sound effects in the stadium.
That's true. That's true.
I'm gonna go visit my Dutch friends.
I've always wanted a black alternate jersey.
I know.
It just looks too much like the Steelers. You just need a burgundy number on there.
But you see, you can't do that though, because I think someone told us they have to screen test the jerseys.
Okay.
In burgundy, it's too dark. So when you're when they're taping it live or broadcasting it, you can't see it. It fucks the colors up.
True fact.
It's
back in the 70s, the Cowboys pants were basically like a green, but they looked silver on television.
Order number 53. Order number 53.
All right. So where were we? We were with number 5. 2 feathers on a t-shirt is all it takes for people to start crying over the name. That was a pretty sharp t-shirt, though. All right. So number 2 of the top 5 things Mini Can't showed us, Emmanuel Forbes really fucking sandwich. I mean, dude, seriously. Now, I know that this week, John Keim and Nikki Javala, thank you. Nikki Javala, my Dutch friends make it harder to say your name, Nikki. I apologize. Both said that they don't think he's starting week 1. And I'll tell you what, look at this.
Just helping me learn the ins and outs of corner, honestly. Just the small details of NFL routes and things like that. So they help me out a lot. And in terms of the...
Did he lose weight?
Dude, that thing
He looks smaller than last year.
They had to put drawstrings in that sports bra he's wearing just to get it to fucking touch his chest. I'm telling you, they had to get somebody behind him and tie that thing up like a girdle just to get it to fucking touch him. The good news for him is, though, even though he might lose his job this year because he's so effing scrawny, he's got a deal work with Hasbro so he can be in the official Emmanuel Forbes ring toss.
Christ, John.
So
I think Madonna's got bigger arms than him, which is just ridiculous.
I'm going to push back.
I know you love him. I know you like
Javala and Kime a little bit. I do think he starts week 1.
You hear that, John Kime? We are fucking with you.
Because coaching matters, and let's be real here. He was going to go to the Cowboys or some other team right behind us if we did not draft him. He was scouted. He was scouted by the Cowboys. They wanted him. I think they were like around pick 20. They were going to draft him if he would to fall. He has talent. So I think this coaching staff is going to get their hands on him and develop Emmanuel Forbes.
I tell you something. I was definitely interested in Emmanuel Forbes. I like him skinny. I like him thin like that. It makes me feel like a man. I liked him because I could pick him up and put him in an umbrella stand, and he would stay there until I needed him to get out on the field. So, yes, we were definitely interested in picking him. All right. So, let's see. That was number 2. Emmanuel Forbes really needs to eat a sandwich. And the number 1 thing that we learned from minicamp is, holy fuck, there's a lot of T-shirt rip-off bots that are sitting there waiting. My God. That was
Did you see the panic tweet I put out last night and saying, "Oh my God, when will this end?" And it was like,
and you got 2 of them right after
that. 2 bots going like this. I literally complained and said, "Look, you need to stop this Twitter. This is ridiculous." And the first reply on it was, "You can buy the T-shirt here." I was like,
"Tell you something. If you don't stop this, I am going to tag Elon Musk in a tweet."
I did.
I know you did.
Well, fuck you, Elon.
Scott went right to
language. Language.
Oh, and by the way, your Teslas are shit. But anyway, yeah. Other EVs are
proper.
Available. The shit Teslas, not very good at all.
All right, we're going to get the season predictions.
Yeah, we need to get on that.
Why don't we go to the so somebody, Scott, you got a big embossed book.
I have, yeah.
All right. And we're going to make our annual May predictions.
And we're going to redo these predictions before the season starts. After OTAs, after if there's any injuries, obviously it's going to change. Now, I kind of want to do this a little bit. When I make my predictions, I am going to go off. I'm going to have 2 predictions. One, I think if they can win, and then if they are going to win.
If they're going to win.
If they're going to win.
Can win. All right, well, those are definitely different things. We'll have to use this for one of them. Just to build some freaking tension. I don't know whether this thing cuts our voices off or not. I'm really kind of ticked off. I like to use the sound effects, but sometimes they just cut us off. So that gets kind of annoying. All right, so who do we start with? We open up with Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road, right? We get Baker Mayfield. Baker back. Baker busted on his butt. Baker down. I think we get a win here, gentlemen. I think we're 1-0. I think we're going to win 37-3.
Jesus Christ.
All right. I don't see any reason to say otherwise.
John's going 17 and fucking 0 in May.
We're winning the Super Bowl.
Listen, I think we can win this game. Bucks are pretty good, man. I think Baker Mayfield had a hell of a season. They're all back. They are getting a little bit older, though. I'm going to go for. I think we're going to open up the season with a loss, though. But I definitely think we do have a chance in this game. Yes, we are.
You.
I got 0-1.
0-1 right off the bat. Scott, write this in pencil.
I got it. I'm 0-1 too. I don't think we win this. I think it's close, but I think that we don't win this. I think you've got to be on. You've got to be honest here and say, have we got far enough with veteran stopgaps and people who are good players? They are good players, but this team won a divisional game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They weren't
good,
bad.
man.
They weren't a bad
Yeah,
side.
Bucks are good. They are getting older though, man, but they are good. And Baker played really, really well last year.
I like Baker Mayfield.
I do too.
He got a bad rap in Cleveland. I think people expect, and I want to say this to our fans as well when it comes to Jaden Daniels, people expect way too much out of these guys way too early. And Baker Mayfield, he made his trips around the NFL, and honestly, I think he's found a home.
I don't think anybody expected Baker Mayfield to be drafted where he,
I don't know, man. When he was in
he
college,
was one overall. But he was like he was supposed to be a back end first round guy.
Well, it was Cleveland, like they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. But here's the thing: I do like Baker. I think he's a gamer. I think that dude is somebody you can't count out. He
reminds me of a better Hal.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say the same damn thing.
Yeah.
He's like a better Sam Howell. So I think that for ourselves, even though I just predicted 37-3, 1-0, we're going away with it. No problem. We'll be done in the first quarter, 2 interceptions for touchdowns. That's the end of it. But I do think we can win this game. And I think we can win this game just on the emotion, as long as we don't get too injured up in camp, that we've seen already. All right. They're well coached. They're going to be well coached, and I think they'll be ready to play. And that might play out for a fast start, which is something that we haven't seen in a long fucking time.
Jesse, am I putting this in there? We can win this as well.
We have a chance to win this game, but we're not going to.
Oh, fuck off! Y'all ain't I'm going up to Cleveland.
All right, week 2, big week right here. We got
massive
about 20 of us sitting together.
Yes.
We have so many of us sitting together that we had to give up the seats that we had.
Right.
And get a different section. But that's okay.
Right.
We're looking forward to this home opener against have you seen the New York Giants uniforms? Oh my God.
I've got to say though, a touch of class when they sent the box out to every season ticket holder with the Super Bowl rings in.
That was cool. But
that was smart.
They got khaki fucking pants. Khaki.
Yeah, they're awful.
Khaki pants. Jesus. We're winning this game. 100% winning this goddamn game.
I'm going to hold off here.
What?
I am. I'm going to hold off here because I have always been confident against Daniel Jones. I've always been overconfident again. I make songs by Harry Sphincter making fun of Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones can go fuck himself, this and that. And we can't beat that motherfucker. We can't beat that motherfucker.
Rivera couldn't beat that motherfucker.
Well, okay. That's all well and good until we beat that motherfucker. But I happen to also believe in the curses and in good luck charms. I'm dead serious when I tell you. One time we were playing the goddamn Philadelphia Eagles, and we were down by 3 fucking scores. I think this was maybe 1990. And I had an itch on my toe, and I stuck my hand in there. And while I was scratching my toe, we fucking scored. All right? Gerald Riggs scored. So I didn't move my finger, and we scored again. And I didn't move my finger, and we scored again. And finally, I moved my hand to put my hand up, and that's when the Eagles picked up a fumble and won the game. So I am picking against us against the Giants this time for the simple reason that every time I pick us to win, that fucking country-ass motherfucker comes in here and beats us. Even in his stupid-looking ice cream suit that make him wear.
Scotty,
well, I looked at it. As the crow flies, it's exactly 3,502 miles to Dulles Airport. I am not getting on a plane and flying that far to watch us lose. And we're on a streak at the minute of 2 wins.
I'll tell you, Scott, I just did my best to be able to help us win against the Giants. Okay, I think we should beat them every week.
We're all 1-1.
They're terrible.
1-1.
And I think we should smoke them, and we don't.
We are this year. All right, what we got next? We got it's the Monday night games.
Bengals Monday
Natty
night.
Bengals.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah,
Scott, you're first. Who do you think?
Absolutely killer of a game for me. 8:15 kickoff is a 1:15 kickoff in the morning. I am going to absolutely hate this.
We're talking about the game, not how tired you're going to be, old Bart.
I don't care. Game it. I just can't stand night games. They do my head in. But Monday Night Football on prime time. We are pretty hopeless on prime time, but I do think we lose this game. Joe Burrow is just a different breed of quarterback. He's probably top 3, if not top 4 QBs in the entire league. They have a really good team in Jamar Chase. T. Higgins is still there. It's It's going to be very, very tough. Going to be very, very tough.
Gone.
I know he has, but we are not the team that's capable of beating a Cincinnati Bengals at the moment.
Not yet. I agree
At
with
the moment.
Scotty.
You're down for a no too. Huh?
Yep.
Absolutely.
I agree with Scott. Yeah, we're going to lose this game.
All right, I tell you what, I think we're probably going to lose this game, but I don't think Joe Burrow. Here's the thing I got to say about Joe Burrow, dude. Show me, okay? Show me. I know that you went to the Super Bowl.
He's been to the Super Bowl.
I know he went to the Super Bowl and then he got hurt again. Okay, so we're done with the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl happened a couple of years ago.
He stays healthy. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Show me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Show me. And I hope you don't show me on Monday night because I'm hoping we win. But, at some point, we got to get off of this Monday night curse, man. It's been going on since the 90s.
It ain't going to be this year.
Well, it ain't next Monday. That's exactly, Jesse. It ain't that Monday, but there you go.
We're going to get them. Watch. We're going to get them. The last time I believe we played the Bengals, we tied. No, that was long before that. That was a while. We played them and we beat them when we freaking hurt Joe Burrow. We sent Joe Burrow to the hospital.
Well,
I've got stats here. So, Commanders have a 5-5-1 all-time record against the Bengals and are 1-3-1 on the road. So, you're actually right. The last time we were the away side against Cincinnati was actually London, and that was a 27-27 tie. But we were classed as the away side.
Dustin Hopkins.
Fucking draw, Dustin Hopkins.
Ask any Commanders fan, Redskins fan in the will tell you that was just ridiculous.
Should I include the Dustin Hopkins method for never getting fired on the 20th?
We are also 7-23 on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, we're terrible.
Yeah, I know.
Terrible.
We used to be one of the best teams on Monday Night Football. Us and the Raiders were the best, and then
so let me lock it down. John.
Disappeared.
Let me lock it down, John. Are we losing this game? Yes or no?
Maybe.
Put down a yes.
Yes, we're going to lose this game, but it's not going to be for much. It's going to be like 17-13.
I think it's going to be a high scoring game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it's going to be like 31, 24, 27, something like that.
Listen, if we're competitive in this game, great. It shows progress.
Bullshit here. Ooh, it's going to be this.
All right, week 4.
Week 4, indeed.
Week 4.
Week 4.
Arizona Cardinals. We're going all. This is our longest trip of the season. We're going out to Arizona, and we're going to smash that little punk Kyler Murray, and come back to 2-2. Start off the first quarter of the season at 500, and we're going to be feeling good.
I think so. I think that Cliff Kingsbury is going to have a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to go out there and treat them like fucking Chick Hernandez. He's going to say, "You like my fucking hat now, motherfucker?"
I completely agree. I think Cliff will come there, so to speak, and he will. Anyway,
yeah, I'm taking a win on that one.
He'll go back to the. I got you. He'll go back to the desert, and Kyler Murray. I mean, we were talking about Kyler Murray actually yesterday with Scouts on the 1 Point Safety Show. And when he walked past us, Jesse, he is tiny, dude.
Tiny. He's tiny.
Tiny.
Dude, like, with his afro, he was my height.
In Arizona, they're lucky it doesn't rain very much because they don't use very big storm gratings on their streets.
He gets swept away and they
fall in there, right? You see, what we have to do when we get there is we have to warn Emmanuel Forbes about those goddamn things so that he doesn't slip down one of them and disappear for a good long time.
That's true. All right, week 5. I think this is going to be a rough little stretch right here.
This is the rough stretch, yeah.
All right, Dollar says that this is my wedding ring. I could throw this over Emmanuel Forbes' head and it would go all the way down to his feet.
You play rings with it?
It would just chink. Straight on down.
Cleveland Browns come to town. And Scott, what do you think?
This will be interesting.
I think this is a loss. I think Browns are a good side. We could win this game, but I just think they have a really great defense.
They got a great team, actually.
If Deshaun Watson is playing,
minus Deshaun Watson,
they had a great team. Maybe they didn't win a playoff game. They had Joe Flacco come in and rescue their ass. All right, so Deshaun Watson has not played football for how many years now? Now, granted, we had them on the ropes in the first half. the last time we played them. And Deshaun Watson came in and we had a shitty second half. It wasn't anything that he did, but we lost that game. All right. You guys, am I remembering this correctly, even though if I can't say it?
No,
Didn't you-
we
Georgie
lost
played
the
well.
game.
We did lose the game.
Yeah.
We lost the game, but we had them on the ropes. And then halftime came along, and then it wasn't anything he did. We just fucked it up. So the point being is, then he got hurt. All right. So how many games has Deshaun Watson
that was
really
2 years
played?
ago, right?
I don't care.
We
How
lost.
many games
We
has he
lost
played
that.
in the
We
last
lost
4
that. We
years?
lost that game. We lost that game 24-10, John.
I know
So,
we did, but
when
it
you
was
lose
a
by
tale of 2
14
halves.
points. It's not close. I mean,
It was a tale of 2
Yeah,
halves.
well, I mean, I think we were up at like 10-0, and then
Right,
they
yeah,
tied
and
it
then we
10-10
came out
right
and
before the
we
half.
completely fucked it up. The point being is, how many games has Deshaun Watson actually played the last 4 years? Okay,
he's been suspended
so
for a long time. So
he's
still-
living on
he's
a
still
reputation
talented.
that he
He's still
earned at
talented.
Clemson. Okay, he earned this reputation.
Dude,
at Clemson.
he was good in Houston.
That was
Come
5
on
years
now.
ago. How many years ago
he
was
was
that?
good. He was.
How
he
many
was one
years
of the
ago?
top-
Really good.
How many years ago was that? And then they made him
Before he
sit
got
for a year.
caught with the finger in his asshole, he was really.
See, this is the point. Time doesn't stop. All right. He was really good at Houston for a year. Then they made him sit down for a year. And then they got rid of him and he got hurt and he sat down for another year. And then he played a few games and he got hurt again. How many games has this guy really played in the last 4 years? I don't think Deshaun Watson is anybody to be afraid of right now until he shows anything.
Do I think we can win
I
this
gotta
game?
win in this game.
Possibly. Are we going to win
You
this
guys
game?
winning it.
No.
Nice.
Yes, I got to win.
I do not
Give me the
have
win
us
of the
winning
game. The
this
Browns,
game.
fuck them in their little fairies. And I don't mean that in any kind of derogatory way, but that is their mascot. It is a pixie, which is technically a fairy. Scott, you live in England. Is that true or not?
Yes, that is correct.
That is correct.
It is
Thank you.
a pixie. A pixie is a small fairy.
Scott,
Right.
you got a
Pixie
loss.
is a small fairy.
You're
Say
going
again?
to be reasonable here and give us a loss.
Absolutely, give you a loss. Yeah.
Reasonable in May.
All right. Next, we travel up the Beltway to the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, we're going to crush them.
Yeah, this is a definite loss.
No way, man. We're winning 43-0. Jimmy's Seafood is going to fucking burn to the ground. No.
So,
right.
John, going back to Deshaun Watson, he has played a total of 12 games.
In the last 4 years?
No, he's only been there since 2022.
So he's played 12
he's at-
games in 3 years, 2 years, 2 seasons, 2 full seasons.
2 seasons, 2 full
and then
seasons,
a full
12
year
games.
off before that.
Yeah, 2021 was the full
Right.
year off.
So he's
But-
played 12 games in the last 3.5 years, 3 years.
Yeah, okay, but if you go back to 2017 and you look at his stats, he's still thrown
Back to
16
what?
nearly. If you go back to 2017,
Are we
from
really
the
still
start of when
talking
he
about the
started,
Browns here?
17,000
No,
yards.
dude, it's May. We're talking about everything. Yes, you're right. But 2017 is 7 years ago now, bro.
I know, dude. But
All right.
he's thrown 17,000 yards in his
The
career.
Baltimore
He's-
Ravens.
Tell you what, when I was
Anyway,
20, I did
go
a
on to
whole-
the Ravens. Yeah.
There. It's all. Put it down.
Scott's
All
gonna get
3
sick of me.
L's. Let's be real.
Sir, we're going to throw
I
you out of
lost.
line. You're not getting your Big Mac.
Now comes the part of the schedule that we could really make some noise. I think
Well,
it's week 7. Okay, we've gotten 6 weeks of ball under. Time for it. We've had time for this team to gel. All right,
Or get hurt. Right. Just to be clear, Scott, I'm down with a loss for the Ravens.
Okay, got you, mate.
Just to make sure.
But now we
Jesus
enter.
Christ, you do not beat the Panthers. Wow,
Yeah,
Jesse.
this is the part of the schedule where I really think we can actually, kind of get ahead of the game a little bit. We got the Carolina Panthers, and yes, we should definitely beat the Carolina Panthers.
Oh
I
my
mean, we
God.
could probably hand the ball off to B-Rob and Eckler 47 times and win this game.
I'd be fine with that. And our goal should be to get David Tepper to spit on one of his own fans out of the window of his fucking owner's box.
Pound for pound, I think we're better side than Carolina. I think they're going to have the number 1 overall pick. Well, I think they'll probably have the 2 overall pick this year. I think Denver will be worse than they are. But it's
with that quarterback room in Denver, are you serious? Now,
Bo Nix.
I know. Bo Nix. Look, I'll tell you what, just a question. How many pounds does Carolina actually carry?
Huh?
I don't know. You say pound for pound. I'm thinking, okay, how many?
Okay,
He's got to do some figuring. I know. You know,
Jesus, man.
boy, I tell you, he is the most humorless.
All right. So we got all three
earlier in the
we
night
got
when
wins
Scott's
on
not
this one.
dead tired. Thank you.
We got all three.
Okay, now John, you should be on stage, mate. I tell you, sweeping.
No,
the
I
fucker,
shouldn't.
That's about it. But yeah.
I am on stage.
Yeah, sweeping it.
So our second road game in a row is the Chicago Bears. And listen, Chicago Bears are getting a lot of hype this offseason.
They are.
And
they should.
I don't buy it. I don't buy the
I think you
Bears
don't.
whatsoever. I think we're going to go in Chicago, and the number 2 draft pick is going to mollywop the number 1 overall draft pick, and we are going to win big. A little bit of payback of last year after getting humiliated on national TV. I think we're going to win something like 42-10.
Finally, we agree. We're gonna.
Nope.
You know, I have yet to, even in all of the talk. I mean, granted, by the time that by February, we all knew that Caleb Williams was going to be the number 1 overall pick, so it wasn't even worth even trying to think about him in terms of Commanders. But I just have never really liked him. Not necessarily. I'm not as a personal thing. It's just as a player, I think we got the better player. And I think you're right. I think we're going to show it on that night. And I think, look, we've got good coaching. And the thing that I've said about the Bears that I just do not understand is why they let Matt Eberflus, with his fucking 7-20 or so record, he's got an awful effing record, to take another number 1 overall pick quarterback. What? And yeah, I just think that in terms of organizational, and this is a rare thing to say, we're miles ahead of them. They don't know what they're doing.
I don't think we are.
No, I don't think they know what they're doing. And I that's the thing that, granted, I don't know what I'm saying.
Completely wrong. I think you are completely and
you
utterly
do?
wrong.
You think so?
I think that I think I'm not buying the Bears hype, but I think the Bears are actually got a decent team, but I think they've got a poor head coach. I think Ryan Poles is doing an amazing job over there. When you look at what they've got in their room there, they have the best 2 safeties.
They've got some good wide receivers.
They have the best 2 good wide receivers. They have the best 2 safeties in the entire game. Facts. You know, they are brilliant. Brisker is an unbelievable safety. They have Montez Sweat on the edge still. And then if you look at their wide receiver depth, I mean, Roman Dunze, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Caleb Williams, and DeAndre Swift. That's pretty good for
a rookie quarterback
that way. Yeah, you don't know what he's going to be like.
All right, so let me ask you,
running back that gets injured a lot.
Caleb Williams?
I get that. Yeah, I do. I think he's very. I think he's a very good. I think he's a very good.
He's got talent
with Matt Eberflus.
I don't know. That is the question. Matt Eberflus is the big question for me.
He hasn't shown any reason to have.
No, he hasn't. You're right.
So that's where I'm.
They had to be a consistely bad team to get to become a good team.
Scotty's picking a loss here. I see.
Yeah, absolutely. I am 3
I'm picking a
Wow. All right.
Scotty's our neighborhood pessimist.
Week 9, 100%. We travel up the East Coast and we go to MetLife Stadium, and the New York Giants once again.
We're going to lose. We're going to lose. And I'm saying that. You know why I'm saying that?
I know you're saying that. I am going to say we are going to sweep the motherfucking Giants this year.
So am I, Jesse. Yes, my man.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. You guys say, and I'm happy that you've said so. I am just not going to say that simply because I know that when I say it, we get the shit beat out of us.
Week
by
10.
that redneck. I can't understand.
Week 10, the black and yellow come to FedEx or the Commander's Field. The Steelers come in, and listen, I think the Steelers have gone off the rails. I don't think they're a good team. Russell Wilson is going to be the quarterback this season. I don't think Justin Fields sees the field whatsoever,
unless Wilson gets hurt. Yeah,
unless of injury, of course. But I think that's a mistake. And I think we win this game. We go on a 4-game winning streak right now, and this fan base has gone wild. Okay, they're going wild. But just to give you a little heads up.
You just said there you went on a 4-game winning streak. You've got them losing.
No, I don't.
No, you're winning.
Panthers,
you have got winning.
Bears, Giants, and Steelers.
Panthers, Bears, Giants, Steelers. Yeah, win. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, got you there.
But We're all going to come crashing down pretty soon. We're going to come crashing down. That's what I'm saying. All right, Scott, John, what do you, you already picked?
I think we can definitely beat the Steelers. And I mean, this is all based on complete pie in the sky right now. But, I don't know that the Steelers are going to be so bad. I can't ever say a Mike Tomlin team is going to be so bad until they are, because even with crap, that dude manages to pull something around. He's an excellent coach. So in this regard, I don't necessarily believe in Russell Wilson, but you know what? It's all a matter of how he meshes with Tomlin, because he can play. And even if he can't, if they bring in Fields, they at least have somebody that they can look at. At this point, I think Tomlin is looking at the future of, okay, I gotta bridge something here and figure something out, or he's looking at retiring. But we can beat them, so I'm going to go ahead and say that we will. Fuck it, we're beating them 69-10.
Wow. Okay.
Because we're going to miss 3 extra points.
I am taking a loss here. 4-6 on my record at the minute. I just think the only reason is I think it'll be a close game, but this is one of these games where the better defense will win this game, and I think Pittsburgh have got a better defense.
They got a better defensive line.
Well, I mean, they do have TJ Watt.
And then you've also got to think as well here that this is the point where we're 10 weeks in now. We should have things raring to go. The install is done. We should be finding our feet. But I think we're a bit nicked up here at this point. People are starting to get injured. We may have lost some players. We don't know who's going to be out there. I think this is a loss, unfortunately. I think we are better team overall than the Steelers. But as you said, Mike Tomlin coaching. They'll get the job done there. Unfortunately,
is that on the road?
It's at home. It's at home, that one.
And of course, who was the defensive back talking shit with Emmanuel Forbes the other night? And did you hear what Emmanuel Forbes said?
Yeah,
Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah, he was very good last year. I mean, I'm looking at this here. Their defense. You've got who have you got here? You've got Cameron Hayward. You've got TJ Watt. You've got a reunion of Cole Holcomb. Hello. Patrick Queen, Alex Highsmith, Joey Porter Jr., Minka Fitzpatrick. Dante Jackson's pretty good. I mean, it's not an amazing backfield, but the D line edge rush is better. And that's something that we're going to have to look out for.
He's not better than Armstrong. Come on, what are you talking about? Watch. All right, week number 11 at Lincoln Financial Field. And here comes the little spiral that we're going to have. I am going to pick a loss.
The Eagles, I'm telling you what, we're winning
Thursday
this
night
game.
football. We're done.
Thursday night football, we usually do pretty well on Thursday night. We do terrible on Monday night. We don't do very well on Sunday night. But Thursday night, we do okay. And even if we don't do okay, I'm predicting a win in this game because fuck the Eagles and, fuck Jalen Hurts. And I think we're going to win this game 37-3. In the last minute. With a last-minute heroic effort. 37-3 Commanders.
No, for me, it's a loss again. Philadelphia Eagles.
It's a loss again.
They're just. I mean, we've got to be honest here. I hate them. I hate their fans more than
we don't have to be honest about a damn thing.
Eagles are the class of the division.
They are a better team.
I think the Cowboys are going to take a step back, but the Eagles are going to take a step forward.
Though, the thing is, we do play the Eagles well. And I mean, even though that was wrong or anything like that, there are some kinds of things like that, like the Giants. They play us well. It doesn't matter who's the coach. They play us well. It just happens that way. We play the Eagles well. I can expect it again. And we're going to win 37-3 because fuck Jalen.
All right. Then the Dallas Cowboys come to town. And this is going to be a hard-fought game.
I think so.
I think this is going to come down to the wire. I think this is one of those games where I think we can win, but we're not going to win. So give me a loss.
I think you're very smart there, Jesse, calling for a loss, because by this time of the season is when I've got Dak Prescott fever really flying high down there in Dallas and telling all those yakos and yo-hos to go ahead and out there and buy that damn T-shirt, buy that dang jersey right now, because we're going into Commander's Land. And the thing that I'm worried about the most is I really do not understand what's going to happen now that Dan is gone. Is my owner suite going to be equipped with all sorts of pornography that I like? Is it going to have the liquor that I like? I'm not sure which is going to happen. So we're just going to have to wait and see. And I'm predicting a victory. That was really bad.
What do you think of the game? Are you saying we're going to win this game, John?
Fuck it. It's May. Yeah, we're winning this game 37-3.
37-3.
That's right. We're whipping their ass.
And we are winning this game. Yeah, we are winning. We are winning against the Cowboys. Wow. We are. I think it's even Stevens. Win one, lose one. I think that's how it's going to be. But yeah, I think we beat the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys will regress this year quite badly. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Mike McCarthy's fired mid-season. I think he could be one of the first coaches fired. I just think he's been on that hot seat far too long. Jerry has sold his soul. Do you know what he would say? Did you?
I hope they give me some severance. I don't know what happened over there. I was looking this way and I was looking that way, and then something happened over there, and I'm not sure.
All right.
When's the buffet open?
Week 15, we travel to New Orleans to take on. I'm sorry. Week 13, Tennessee comes to town, and I do think we win this game. We don't. Tennessee, I think, is in flux right now. They don't know who the hell they are, what they are, and I don't think they have a quarterback.
I do.
Really?
I think they've got not necessarily like a championship quarterback, but they've got a decent enough quarterback to fool.
Better off with Mariota than that. Joke.
I think Levis is absolutely trash.
Yeah, Levis is trash.
Yeah,
I think he's trash.
Well, we'll find out. Come week 13 when he comes up to Washington, I think, we will win this game because fuck it, it's May and we're going to win 37-3. Who's their new coach? Who's Tennessee's new coach?
It's Callahan. It's Callahan.
Callahan. Yeah. You know they're because Bill's their offensive line coach, so they will have a good offensive line.
So but he's traveled.
They lost Derrick Henry.
They did, yeah. Mm-hmm. Replaced him with who did they replace him with? Tony Pollard.
Something that's not Derrick Henry, so it's not very good.
Yeah, you're not replacing him.
All right, we got the bye week. Obviously, week 14 again, 3 years in a row.
I'd see everybody hates it. I don't mind it so much.
The players hate it.
I know.
They want to get rest a little bit early. Then we travel to New Orleans, and this is one of those games where I think we should win this game because
we don't have Jameis Winston throwing up fucking prayer-ass goddamn Hail Marys at halftime.
But I think we're going to lose this game, so I'm going to call it.
No, we got to win this game. The Saints have always done some mysterious fucking gree shit to us, and like that, fucking Jameis Winston throwing up that ridiculous Hail Mary. So, I think it's time we go down there and beat their ass. Derek Carr, fuck him. I don't give a shit about him. I just don't see anything in the New Orleans Saints that makes me wonder why we should worry about them, other than our own inexperience. That's about it. I don't see anything about them that makes me frightened.
St. John, I think Chris Olave aside, he's probably the only decent player they've got. Derek Carr hasn't panned out anywhere near what he's got.
Kamara's good, but
they got a really good defense.
He's old.
They do have a good defense.
Cam Hayward, I think he's still over there, isn't he? He's pretty good.
He's a year old.
They got Chase Young.
Chase Young.
Oh yeah, Chase Young.
Dude, I'm not gonna write
Chase Young. They're an average side.
I'm not writing Chase Young.
No, they got a really good defense.
They have a defense that is good at causing turnovers, and if we can, and granted, this again is going off of last year's numbers, which is why when they do things like, the strength of schedule is based off of things that don't exist anymore. They're all things that happened already.
For me, coming off the bye week, having that bit of rest, I think we get a win here. I think we do get a win down there.
So another reason why it troubles the back end of the schedule troubles me just a little bit. I do think the schedule is laid out very well, and we do have an opportunity to make a wild card berth. But our depth, man, we do not have very good depth. We have
to bear up, yeah.
I think we have decent starters all around. But if some of those starters, get nicked up, especially towards the end of the season, that's very troublesome for this team because there's not much behind them whatsoever.
Look, injuries. You know what? I think back because I'm thinking about the 200th episode when one of our first shows that we did together was one of these prediction shows, and I kept saying the word injuries, and Keith was giving me such a hard time about it. But they almost more than anything determined the outcome of the NFL. Yeah. All right. I mean, granted, you've got a lot of talent. You can overcome some injuries. The Chiefs made it to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago with no offensive line, but in where we live, where our team lives right now, and not in the elite air, the injuries they make or break everything. Yeah. So, you can take a look at the schedule now and see the Eagles and say, "Oh man, the Eagles are so tough," and they are. They're a good team on paper. They could have severe injuries, and you never know what could happen. We could have severe injuries, and it's just it's a fluky thing. It's all how it all plays out. That's why we watch, right?
I mean, one thing is the fact there's going to be injuries.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to get out of Scott right after this show. No, I'm just kidding. Just teasing. What you get for skimping me on my apple pie?
So you guys got a win. I got a loss.
You got a loss, yeah.
All right. So next, Philly comes into town for the to wrap up that series. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I got another loss right here.
Yep.
You're seeing Philly sweep us.
Yeah, Philly sweep.
See, of all the teams in the East, they're the ones we play the best. So I always seem to think that we play well in their round.
Play the best, but they still beat us.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we and the fact of the matter is the last couple of years when we've gone up there and had to win, like Hal had to win, we had to play a perfect fucking game. It was a miracle to win that game. What do you have? 75% passing. We kept the game. We kept the ball for like three quarters of the game. So, I always we're going to win one. They're going to win one, and I think we're going to win in their house. They're going to win in our house. So we're going to lose this game.
Yeah, I think Philly's going to win 14 games this year.
I think they're going to have 12
in May.
12, 13.
Yeah. I think they're going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. To be honest with you.
Okay.
All right.
Told me now before I park my car near yours at the stadium.
Week 17. Kirk Cousins comes back to town. John, who you got?
You know what? We're going to win that game because fuck Kirk Cousins, fuck the Falcons. We're going to win 37-3.
I have got us beating the Falcons. We always seem to have their number for some reason, especially at home. So I think we. I think
it'll be Michael Penix by then.
That's what I mean. It might be by then.
I doubt that. Kurt doesn't miss games unless he tears his Achilles.
Look, man, they have had a history of running quarterbacks out of town. They might say to Kirk, listen, maybe that last pass wasn't so good, and he goes, and he runs away like Marcus Mariota did.
Are you taking a loss here, Jesse?
Yes, I'm taking a loss. I think Atlanta's got a good team. They just have some
good offense
and shit quarterback play. Kirk's a good quarterback. He's a good regular season quarterback. I think they come in and they beat us, and they probably beat us handily. Kurt's going to want some revenge, more revenge.
Again.
No
more of this stupid shit on the plane, I hope because they're so close they take a bus.
Yeah. So I got us losing three in a row. All right. So we end the season and this Dallas is one of those teams that I think are going to really come downhill. And I think this game actually a team with a losing record is going to get into the wild card for that seventh wild card spot. And this game is going to come down to it. It's either going to be us or Dallas. Whoever wins this game gets into that last wild card spot. And I got us beating the Dallas Cowboys at home to get in the back, slide in the back door.
Of a playoff spot. You've got us in a playoff spot.
Got us in.
It's in Jerry World. It's in Jerry World. This.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. All right, never mind. Yeah. Well, even better.
You know what that means?
We're going to bring our benches
at halftime.
We're going to bring our benches to Jerry World.
That's right.
And beat Dallas's ass and
get into the playoffs.
Knock them out of the playoffs and get into the playoffs.
Hell yeah, I'll go with that.
8-9
I'm going to live your fantasy for you, Jesse. I think that's good. I think you got Dan Quinn coming back to Dallas, showing the old boss what's for. And really, when he's trying to show the boss what for, he has to keep moving around because fucking Mike McCarthy's eyes go all goddamn which way, and he doesn't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, I like it. Let's go beat Dallas and get into the playoffs. We're good with that. And by the way, what do I have? I haven't been, 16-2 or 15-2?
I'm looking at this now. I think this is a loss, this final game.
Of course you do.
Only reason is I think it could switch. We're going to do what we've said there. We're going to sweep the Giants. We're going to split with Dallas. But I think we're going to lose both the Philly games, and we're going to, and that's how it goes in division. So yeah, overall records 8-9, Jesse, 11-6, John, and I'm at 8-9 too. Exactly
11-6. I was really up. I was pessimistic this year.
You're with Timothy here. He's got us 11-6 as well. So
there you go, Timothy. That's right. There we go.
Yeah, I'm not that optimistic.
What else are we going to do, Tim? It's May.
Two of them losses could be wins. So I can see 10 wins. I can see 10 wins off this schedule.
There is, like I said this on the bunker, and because Andy Burrows, he is all he chugs the Kool-Aid. He doesn't just drink it; he chugs it. I've been trying to tell him just to calm down. Just
going to the Super Bowl, right? We're going to head to the Super Bowl.
And I got shit when I said I see a path to 10 wins. I do. There's a couple swing games in here. The Atlanta game for one. Mm-hmm. The Dallas game. I don't think Dallas is going to be that good this year. I think
once they start to not look good, the pressure is going to come on them hard.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. And that first game of the season, a Tampa Bay game, I think is a swing game as well too.
So could have a lot of implications down the line in terms.
But also, that can go twofold too. Like for me, the Steelers, they can wind up when that's a swing game as well too. Depending upon how we just don't know how Russell Wilson's going to be good. We don't know nothing about the Tennessee Titans. So I'm banking on them being shitty because of the quarterback situation. And they hired Brian Callahan. I mean,
you could change it here straight away by a New Orleans win. Let's just say you go, okay, we're going to change it to New Orleans win, and on your predictions there, you're at 9-8, and that is probably getting you into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think you're getting in the playoffs with an 8-9 record.
Listen, it's happened. It's happened. It happened.
I think teams are too good this year.
All
Jesse.
year, all years it's come since we've had the.
So I'm gonna go here 4 teams. So you're gonna go Green Bay. You're gonna go Detroit. You're gonna go San Francisco. You're looking at Philly. They're your 4 contenders, probably from the NFC side. Who else have we got that we could think are going to be pretty good?
Then you got 3. You got Atlanta. I think Atlanta's going to be good.
They do have a good offensive set, man. And Kirk Cousins can distribute the ball quite well.
Yeah.
Really, when you look at their offense, you look at their receivers and you look at Pitts, and we've all thought, oh, what a bust Pitts has been.
Green Bay is going to be good.
They're going to be very good.
The Lions is going to win that division.
I don't think they will.
What? You don't think the Lions are good? Lions are.
I think the Lions.
They're good. Yeah, Lions are.
I think Green Bay wins that division.
No way. Oh man.
Yep. I think Green Bay wins 12 games this year.
No.
Yep. I think they're going to be really good this year.
All right, look at Scotty.
Jordan
put
Love
some money where that mouth is.
I'm happy.
He will.
Jordan Love is the answer. I'm telling you, he is. He is.
But what's the question?
Have you got another franchise quarterback, Green Bay? Yes.
I got to see him do it some more.
Yeah, I'm in the same.
Green Bay had a really.
I like Detroit. I really like Detroit.
Detroit's got all the. They've got all the talent, and they've just paid their quarterback. They've got a good defense. They've got the coaching.
Mm-hmm.
They had a great season last year. They stepped up, and I think that this is the year that they push it to the next level.
It's Detroit and for me, it's Detroit and Philly in the championship. San Francisco could take a step back. Just saying, they haven't shown any signs of it, but There's some turmoil going on in San Francisco now that Adam Peters has left the building.
I think they can escape with it. The biggest turmoil seems to be Brandon Ayuk, and I think that they can outlive that. So, anyway, what have we got left, gentlemen? Anything we got left to talk about today?
No, I don't think we have.
I think we're spent. I think
our next
we're going to roll over
episode
and smoke a cigarette.
We have been on 200 times or
Almost.
199.
Wow.
Well, actually, well, if we're really being honest, it's well over 200. We just haven't put all of them out there.
Right.
But we are celebrating our 200th episode, our next episode.
Right. Not
How
sure
many
when
times can I? How many times can I say episode in one sentence?
That's pretty good. That was an episodic.
Do you know when we're gonna go, or are you just gonna leave that to?
Oh, John's got to get everything ready.
He has, and he's
and
it's hard.
and
It's
look,
hard,
I tell you what, I've been telling you guys, I've had a hell of a workload at work, and that workload I managed to offload somewhat this week. I managed to finish up a couple of big projects, or at least get them to the point where the work that's left to be done is very small. So yes, I am looking at possibly having our 200th episode by August. No, just kidding. Hopefully by next week or the week after. You know, it's not even so much that we can have our 200th episode, but we got to coordinate with Keith. The man has to be here. And two, there's got to be something to talk about. So when is our next mini camp? When is mini camp? Mini camp is in late May, right? 2 weeks from now. I don't know. Let me look.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there's a couple hundred people looking right now on. Can one of you type it in there? Save me this crap here. By the way, Luke McCaffrey never came up. What do you think of this? I mean, from what I read and saw during minicamp, they really liked what they saw from him in terms of being able to. He was explosive. He could. I think Jesse, you said he could start as our slot receiver.
Yeah,
and he certainly looked like it played out somewhat this week.
And him and Jaden has a strong rapport so far.
What was really interesting there was when they were talking at minicamp, he was saying, I met up with Jaden in the off season before the draft process even started, and they had training sessions together, which is like, okay. And so did Sinnott. He was there too. So I'm looking at that and thinking, you've already got a bit of a connection with a couple of these players here, which is great. So yeah, I agree with you. He will be our starting slot corner. And Diami Brown, bye. See you later. You are.
The one thing that Kime said this week that I agree with, and is that Diami Brown can block, and I think what they're looking for is
what's he blocking?
I understand, but when you got a running, what we haven't seen is a running game. All right, but when you have long runs, it's because the receivers are blocking downfield. Now, I don't think that's enough to save his job, but it is a positive in his favor. So we'd say that.
Mini camp, and thanks, Brian and Tim.
There's things going on all next week.
Yeah, June 11th, 13th, but we do have OTAs. The 21st, we have it was OTA today. 21st to the 22nd, the 24th, June 4th and 5th, 7th. And then the mandatory mini camp is 11th through the 13th. So that's in 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I think that I can't say when we get the itch to do a show, but probably not next week. Would you think?
Yeah, probably at least 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, I would say that. So
we could wait till mini camp.
We could do
June mini camp. That would be good. Let's
see. I will be out of town.
You will be right. Cycle.
9th through the son is graduating from high school.
Congratulations!
All right, well, good for you. I would suggest that we don't tell anybody when we're out of town on a podcast that anybody can listen to. But the fact of the matter is, it's the summer, and here's the things that we have to look forward to. Scott's going to go to some island off the coast of Africa and become so sunburned that he can barely move. So we're going to get to see that, and then we'll be back with you guys in a couple of weeks. How about that? Does that work for you guys? All right, then.
Thanks for everybody being with us.